Hi, this is Ayesha with the True Human Resource, coming to you again today with another HR tip. Today we will be talking about job readiness and the first step in job readiness, interviewing. Let's start off with what is job readiness? Job readiness is when you display the skills, the abilities, and the knowledge to be able to secure a job and maintain employment. To do that, you first need to get the job, right? So that entails interviewing. There are 3 different types of interviews that happen with recruiters and hiring managers. We have phone interviews, video interviews, and in-person interviews. Let's start with phone interviews. With phone interviews, that's normally when the recruiter reaches out to you. They've received your resume, they've reviewed it, and they want to have a conversation with you to get to know you a little bit better, to go over what the job is, and to see if it would be a right fit for you and for them. Then, after that is done, they'll pass your resume on to the hiring manager if they feel that you're a good fit. With a phone interview, you want to make sure that you're in a quiet space. You want to make sure that you have your resume handy. You also want to make sure that you come across as confident in what you're saying, right? In a video interviews became a little bit more popular right after COVID, like during COVID and after COVID, simply because, of course, we couldn't meet in person. Video interviews are ones in which you'll get, again, an invitation from the recruiter to meet with you to go over your resume, skills, abilities, the job, etc. With a video interview, you also want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately. Again, good lighting. Make sure that you're in a good, clean space. Make sure you have your resume. Make sure that your posture is good again. You're articulating your words. You're getting your point across. And you're paying attention. After the video interviewing, there's also in-person interviews. Now, with in-person interviews, of course, it's a little bit different because you're seeing each other face to face. They can read your body, your movements, your mannerisms a little bit more in an in-person interview. They can also come across to see if maybe you're nervous or unsure about what you're saying. The first thing I say to individuals when it comes to an in-person interview, you need to be mindful of all things. And by that, what I mean is from the time you walk into the building to meet with the recruiter and hiring manager until the time you walk out. If you go into a building and there's a receptionist, you need to be kind to that receptionist. If you go into the restroom and you see a maintenance person, make sure you're kind to that maintenance person. Why do you ask? When I was in a recruiting role before, there were times I would ask the receptionist, how were they? How did they treat you? I would ask the individual that was tending to the bathrooms if I saw them going in or coming out. How were they? Were they pleasant? How did they treat you? Guess what? And if they came back and said, you know what, they weren't that friendly to me. They weren't that kind. They were rude. They didn't speak. To me, that spoke volumes about probably who you are and how you would be in this workplace. And if it would be a good fit for the culture of where we work. So be mindful even in those interactions. With the in-person interview, make sure you still have your resume handy. Your posture, again, is good. Again, you're articulating yourself. You're confident in what you're saying. And you want to make sure that you have really great questions to ask. That's really with all of them, to be honest with you. But again, with an in-person interview, that is something you want to make sure. Make sure you have good eye contact, right? You want to also discuss the qualifications and express your interest in person with that recruiter. That will go a long way. So those are some tips when it comes to interviewing skills. The next time we'll talk about dress for success. Until next time, see you later.